we see. Now, on a real scenario is a leader comes here from Nigeria or Kenya, for instance, and when they come is they want to meet with their communities to improve livelihood, I would want to argue. But in many instances, we're not even told when they're coming on time. It is just like there is this leader in town. Are you getting the picture? Yeah, so the leader is here in town. And so you who is working is expected to drop all your matters to rush to see this particular governor or MPs. And because we are so much enshrined to respecting our leaders, we make every single effort that we want to actually be and be able to see that leader. In many cases, we are disadvantaged because even if you're lucky to ask a question, it is like the forbidden fruit, which I like to say is unacceptable. In many cases, we don't even find enough time to speak to those leaders properly. So when you ask me, are they serious? I want to answer and leave it to the stage based on the circumstances that surround many diasporians, both here in United Kingdom and in their hometown. But I also like to say perhaps here it might be a little bit easier because at least they will say, well, let them ask a little bit of question. Now you think about back home. Are the citizens even allowed to go to the boss, as you would see, to ask a question? They cannot even see the leader. And yet those people are the people who elect those leaders. So when you're asking that how do these people even make change? I remember when I traveled all the way to Oxford, because at that time I really wanted to meet the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. I remember the fear that was in myself just to ask a question. And I sat down there, just my hand, and I said to myself in my heart, and yet I'm a very strong character personally. And I said, if I felt so much afraid to ask a question, and yet I know that the question that I want to ask, I had been sent there by, I had been given that opportunity by Al Jazeera, who had asked whether anybody would like to ask a question, and I put my name forward that I'm happy to ask a question. And my question to Raila at that particular, the former Prime Minister before, was, in 20 years that he was an MP, what did he do to remove poverty in Kibera? That was what I wanted to understand as a person and as a citizen of Kenya. I wanted this man to answer me. And I remember asking that question. And as I was asking questions, I remember the interviewer who was, or the man who was interviewing me. I remember feeling I wanted to